In the time since we started this newscast, at least 2 people in the country have died from a sudden cardiac arrest. It happens every 2 minutes.
But what if there was a way to help, a way to tap into the more than half of us who know some form of CPR? Well, starting tomorrow, Dane County residents will have that opportunity on their smartphones. News 3's Adam Schrager explains.
It's happening all over all the time.
547 times every year in Dane County, 911 gets this call.
Cardiac arrest is, you hear that and it's kind of go time.
Go time, because the difference between seconds and minutes matters.
Every minute that goes by without some sort of circulation affects a life.
Madison Fire Department paramedics Chris Carbon and Paul Britton have always worried about what's called the gap. That's the time between when 911 takes a call to the time emergency responders get on scene.
We know there's people out there with the training. We know that there's people out there that are willing to help, and we know that they're presently unaware many times of incidents that are so close to them.
The way to close that gap can be found in an app. It's called Pulse Point, and it was on display last fall in Spokane, Washington.
I do remember pushing the door open and saying, "Call 911," because Nolan had stopped breathing.
She just was saying, "He's not breathing, he's not breathing."
When the 911 call about a baby not breathing went out to paramedics, another signal did simultaneously to a mechanic's smartphone a couple of blocks away.
And it sounded like an Amber Alert, how they come out. And so I looked at it and it said CPR needed.
Jeff Olson, the volunteer EMT, would arrive minutes before an ambulance, saving Nolan's life.
This guy came out of nowhere and just scooped the baby up and really knew what he was doing, which was just such a blessing to all of us.
Olson had downloaded the Pulse Point app. Paramedics say it's a way to crowdsource Good Samaritans.
The thing we look forward to the most when you're faced with these situations, when you show up on scene and you do have bystander compressions going on, immediately know that the chances for survival are better.
The goal is to get people who know CPR to download the app and be willing to respond if they're within a quarter mile of a cardiac arrest.
It's sort of like somebody opening the door and yelling outside for help. But just with having a larger radius and with more reach to it.
GPS technology locates your phone. Pulse Point then gives you directions to the site of the cardiac arrest and even directions on how to do CPR.
And at the end of the day, I think we would always say doing something is better than doing nothing.
They say all it takes is one look at the baby saved in Spokane to realize the power of a simple app.
I thought that's what it means. Like, this is what that project means to me. Like, that's how it works, and that's how it should work.
Pulse Point is currently operational in big cities like Los Angeles, Cleveland, and Las Vegas. It was launched in the La Crosse area by one ambulance service just a couple of weeks ago. The first year's operations budget for the app here in Dane County is being paid for by the Meritor Health Foundation.
It sounds really interesting, but I'm just wondering if there are any concerns maybe with privacy with this app?
So the GPS technology that's used with Pulse Point follows the phone, or even more accurately, the location of the phone. It does not follow who owns the phone. Responding is also an option. It's not a requirement.
Interesting concept. Adam Schrager reporting tonight. Adam, thank you.
Thank you.